It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you.
The day you are born, you are given an identity. You are given a gender. You are given a religion. You are given a race. You are given a class. At a young age, you may not be aware of who you are or what this may mean. The day you realize what constitutes your identity, you realize you're not in control of your own destiny. You begin to challenge your sense of self. You wonder what gives others the right to control who you are. It is a new day for you. It is a new birthday for you. "30 years ago, Hassan was born in a small village outside of the Turkish capital city, Ankara. His parents shared what experiences they could with their firstborn. They gave him one of the few things they didn't have themselves, the possibility for an education. And they shared with him their religion, Alevism, a branch of Shia Islam practiced by a small but devoted group of followers. Hassan started questioning his identity in elementary school when he realized the conflict between the narratives told by his father at home and those by his teacher at school. While his father often referred to the leader Ali, his teacher would speak of the leader Abu Bakr. He also noticed the different modes, locations, and times of prayer. Hassan became confused. Was the difference a result of his father's ignorance? Alevi phobia gripped the community around him. Everyone began to treat Hassan differently. For centuries, Sunnis have accused Alevis of heresy, betrayal, and rebellion as a result of their differing religious practices. Despite believing in the same God and living in the same country, their little differences drove them apart. His teacher became cruel. His friends became strangers. They relentlessly bullied him. Whenever there was a bad smell in the classroom, they blamed it on Hassan since all Alevis were stereotyped as smelly people. It made him so uncomfortable. Hassan felt he had to hide his Alevi identity.
People feel hatred towards you without even knowing who you are.
Hassan transformed the fear and hatred he was receiving into anger against his father and his identity. Why was he not a regular member of society? Why was he an outsider? He was convinced that his culture was a result of ignorance. He looked around and saw that everyone else was Sunni. The mayor was Sunni, the police chief was Sunni.
So I had to be Sunni too.
So for 6 months he decided to act like a Sunni. There was just one problem. He didn't really know what it meant to be Sunni, beyond being Alevi. He tried to imitate the people around him. He went to the mosque and prayed like they did. He did everything he could to adapt their habits and customs. All he wanted was to be close to Allah and be accepted in his community. But by changing his actions, Hassan couldn't change his reality. The world still saw him as Alevi. Hassan eventually found solace in literature. He read books about history, religion, anthropology, and politics. One of his favorite authors was the Italian writer who said, "Hate is always a clash between our spirit and someone else's body." Another of his diary entries put Hassan's pain into words. "The pain is not a privilege, a sign of nobility, a remembrance of God. The pain is something bestial and ferocious, trivial and free, natural as air. It is intangible. It escapes every outlet and every fight. It lives in time. It is the same as the time." Reading made Hassan more confident and gave him the strength to make peace with his family and himself. Eventually, the anger subsided and gave way to curiosity. What caused this division between people who were so similar? Could it be repaired? Hassan felt the answer lay in the society around him, so he started watching. He noticed that minorities almost never attained positions of authority for socioeconomic reasons. He realized that it was hard for a suppressed minority group like the Alevis to obtain power.
The Alevis are just doormen at a court justice.
But that same justice system does not see them as equals. Reflecting on history, he believes that denominations are fabricated and institutionalized. This has motivated his long-term goal of becoming a politician who stands for justice and equality. He thought that the United States was the right place to initiate this process and gain credibility. To escape the marginalization in Turkey, Hassan moved to Bloomington, Indiana, and continued to study the roots of Islamic denominations. Here, in Bloomington, he still feels like an outsider, but it's of a different type. He is considered an exotic man. He immediately attributed this experience to Edward Said, who indicates that the West depicts the Orient as a place of romance with exotic beings, haunting memories and landscapes, and remarkable experiences. Said's discourse indicates the distorted vision of the East as a land of fantasy, with sheiks and belly dancers. For example, Hassan has been asked about life in Turkey in reference to camels, or Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. He just smiles and believes that the Orientalist discourse has not yet stopped in the United States.
The West continues to define the East to keep its power.
Much like the Sunnis continue to define the Alevis, this same discourse has also followed him across the ocean. The Orientalist backdrop provides a more sophisticated context, yet
No matter where I go, I'm stuck with it.